Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome once again to stately Vaughan Manor, where Roger and I have returned to talk about the great ebook disaster of 2025. Yes, we're going to wade into the waters of controversy today, Roger, and throw in my 2 cents in this whole awful ordeal that has been going on BookTube. So if you've been on BookTube at all during the past month, you've seen a million videos come out, literally a million videos that are pretty much all the same video. There have been a million videos that have come out telling you to download your ebooks now. Download them now, before it's too late. Before it's too late. Gotta download them now, man. There's been a lot of that going on, and people like, I downloaded all 10,000 of my ebooks one at a time. It took 3 weeks, and I stayed awake the whole time, but I downloaded all my ebooks. Thank goodness. Now they're safe from the clutches of evil Amazon. There's been a lot of that. So, you've had some different viewpoints on this. This is all, of course, due to Amazon changing some of their rules as far as how you can download stuff. I won't get into it because you've already heard it like a million times, and if you haven't, just look just a tiny little bit and you'll find it. I've been kind of like, I've talked about the problems of digital rights management before, and nobody paid any attention when I did it, Roger. Everybody was like, you're crazy, Mike. What are you worried about? Nothing's going to happen. So, digital rights management is basically how you buy ebooks, of course. And you can't really buy them because you can't really own them. This is just a fact. You're basically renting a license, basically, to read ebooks on the Amazon platform or whatever. And they've taken some steps to make it more difficult to move your ebooks from an Amazon device to a device that might not be Amazon, because it's your book and you want to read it how you want to read it. No, can't do that with ebooks. And that's just the way it is. And you've had people freaking out about it because some people didn't know, I suppose, that this is the way it is and has been. And you have some people that haven't been freaking out. Some people will be like, oh, what are you worried about? You're overreacting. Amazon's not going to do anything bad. Why would Amazon do anything bad? Amazon loves you. They don't love you. If you're a customer, actually, Amazon holds you in complete contempt. It's kind of a cliche now to call Amazon evil, but they're evil. Just so you know, they if you're a customer, they don't care. They don't care about you. That's why when you order a physical book, it comes in a box that's too big for it with like maybe a tiny bit of padding, and it comes all bent up in the corner. And you're like, damn, this book is bent up in the corner, and it was an expensive book. Amazon doesn't care. What are you going to do? Send it back? You have to deal with that. Sure, you could send it back. Deal with it. Amazon doesn't care because they know most people are just going to be like, I guess I'll live with it with a dented corner. I guess that's good enough for Amazon. So what if like a few hundred or 1,000 people send their books back? More people won't. They don't care about you at all. I mean, Amazon they would sell you stolen babies if they can get away with it. The only reason they don't is because they can't get away with it. They really don't care. That's just the way it is. So yes, they do have the power to go and take your ebooks away. They have the power to make your ebooks vanish. They have the power to go in and change the text in your ebooks. And you will have people that'll say, well, that has rarely happened. And that'll never. Why would they do that? Well, if it can happen with Amazon, eventually it will. Admittedly, Amazon they're not the only guilty ones. This is digital rights management is pushed by the publishers, right? The publishers are the ones that, I mean, when your ebook's cover changes from the cover that it had to some stupid movie cover, that's because the publisher wanted that done. Changes in ebooks very often are because they're what the publisher wants. So yeah, publishers suck too. But this has been this way. Now, I've had personal experience with how bad this could get because I was a Comixology customer. Now, most people on BookTube don't read comics and don't care about comics. And even people that are into comics, a lot of those people don't read digital comics. But digital comics are important because if you're a comic book fan who's interested in new comics and you don't live in a place that's close to a comic book shop, and that's most places are not close to a comic book shop. Well, that's one of the best ways to get the comics and read the comics is to get them digitally. And Comixology was great for that. It was a good thing that Amazon bought and destroyed. Amazon bought Comixology specifically to destroy it. First, they came in and changed the website to something terrible. And eventually they did what they said they weren't going to do, but we all knew they were going to do, is that they just destroyed the website, got rid of it entirely, folded Comixology into Amazon, sort of, and it just really just vanished, you know. And so they took a good thing and destroyed it. In the process of that, okay, so I have an Amazon tablet, you know. I have a tablet. And I got the tablet specifically to read comics. And I got a lot of comics from Comixology. Most of the digital comics that I have are from Comixology when it existed. So when they took it over, they took your ebook, your comic ebook library, and they switched out the files from the Comixology files to their crappy Kindle files. So if you had a high def version of a graphic novel, for example, suddenly it was in standard definition, you know. You had a different comic version of that file. That happened a lot. And yes, some of my comics that I bought vanished entirely, disappeared, never to be seen again. What am I going to do? Comixology is gone. Some of them transferred over to Amazon, and now they exist with the rest of my Kindle books. But some of them vanished entirely. Some of them were in a different form. There were different editions of the ebooks that I bought. To this day, I could see a lot of the books that I bought on Comixology when I use my Kindle Fire. But if I were to look at my Kindle library just on my regular Kindle, just on this, they won't show up at all. They're not there. You can't access them. It's weird. It's a weird thing. So yes, Amazon will do stuff like that. They don't care. I mean, the digital comic book market was tiny. It's very, very, very small. But they wanted it. And so they just bought Comixology, even though they didn't care about it or its customers, just to get rid of it. So that if you wanted to buy comic books digitally, you would get them through Amazon. You know, that's why they did it. They suck, all right? Amazon sucks. They just do. It's a fact. And here's the thing. I have nothing against e-readers at all, or e-reading. I think e-readers are a great idea. I think reading books on e-readers is fantastic. It's just a great way to read books. They're incredibly convenient for all the reasons that you know. But digital rights management, it is what it is, right? You don't own the books. And as I watched a video yesterday from HobbiesofaMan, and he mentions, it doesn't say when you buy an ebook that you're renting it. It says, click now to buy. He points that out. And it's true, but you don't. You don't own it. It doesn't say click to rent. It says click to buy. It's sort of deceitful. It kind of sucks. But here's the thing. It's going to continue to suck, probably. So if you read ebooks, particularly through Amazon, they can do all of those things. They can go in and change your ebooks. They can make your ebooks vanish. They could do all kinds of things. And eventually they'll probably do it. Eventually it'll probably happen. You'll have people that'll say, it'll never happen. That's a rare occurrence, that kind of thing. Don't worry about it. They could do it. And if you're concerned about it, of course it's your decision. What you want to do about the ebook situation and digital rights management and all of that, it's up to you. As long as you know what it is, you can make your own decision. I think, me personally, I'm on the 500 book challenge right now where I'm not buying any new books, so I haven't bought an ebook for a long time. And I have a bunch of Kindles hanging out. I probably will not buy any more Kindles just because I've had not such a great experience with Amazon. I probably, if I do any more purchasing of ebooks in the future, I'll probably get something else. You will still have the same digital rights management issues because, like I said, those are usually pushed by the publisher. But maybe from a company that isn't quite as evil as Amazon. But I really think the best way to go are these physical books, just as they've always been. Physical books you actually own. Nobody can come in and take them from you, at least not yet. That day may come. But at least for the moment, nobody can legally come in and take your books. You actually own. You own these. You have all of the inconveniences that you've always had with physical books. Yes, they take up space. So, you have to be choosy. This is not a bad thing, though, really. I mean, how many $1 ebooks have you bought from Amazon over the years that you've never read and are never going to read? Think about it. How many of those cheapy deals have you jumped on over the years and purchased books and spent money you didn't need to spend on things you're never going to read? Do you have an ebook library of 9 million books and you've only read a fraction of them and probably never will read most of them? And some of them might disappear anyway. Reconsider the physical book. Just reconsider it. It's been a pretty reliable way to read for a long time. That's all I have to say. I'll shut up now. I will catch you next time.